Northwest Now is supported, in part, by viewers like you. Thank you.
It was the Okanagan Fire Complex in 2015 that really changed the public's attitude about wildfire in Washington state. That's when 3 firefighters were killed near Twisp, 120 homes were destroyed, and 300,000 acres burned. The Labor Day fires in 2020 were also devastating in Washington. The following year, lawmakers passed House Bill 1168, packed with hundreds of millions of dollars earmarked for wildfire response, forest health, and community resilience efforts. As Steve Kiggins tells us now, all the progress that was made funding a wave of forest management and increased firefighting resources is now unwinding, most likely at just the wrong time.
This summer it's been the Burdoin fire that took just a handful of days to scorch more than 10,000 acres. Here we are, you can see the telltale signs of this wildfire along the Columbia River Gorge. You've got blackened trees and scorched earth. You see smoke is still rising. We've got firefighters responding locally, regionally, and even from beyond to ensure that the fire is contained to the lines that they've built to protect structures and property. Firefighters swarmed into Klickitat County, rushing to douse flames that threatened hundreds of buildings and homes in southwest Washington.
But it's scary.
Homeowner Dolly Wade lives in White Salmon and across the street from Hinkle Middle School. That's where a makeshift command center was stood up fighting the Burdoin fire, where there's enough space to house nearly 900 firefighters camped out in tents spread out across the campus.
Mother Nature, you never know what she's going to do. It's scary when you know these people personally. But look what we have. That's beautiful.
The Burdoin fire ignited July 18th. The cause remains under investigation, but weather and geography helped the blaze spread quickly, making this fire one of the largest among Washington's 2025 wildfire season.
Because of the topography, the fuels, and the weather, it ran very quickly.
More wildfire threatened homes and property in 2025, like the Tunerville fire sparked in early July in Mason County, where it threatened 50 homes. Homeowner Christian Burns watched the smoke rise and firefighters stream into his community to protect his neighborhood.
Yeah, it was concerning. It's been concerning the entire time to a degree, but I don't think that we had the same concern that some of our other neighbors did.
Firefighters from the Washington Department of Natural Resources and contractors took weeks to get the Tunerville fire under control, preventing any homes from going up in flames.
These guys crushed it. They knocked it out of the park.
Not far away along the Hood Canal, firefighters swarmed the Bear Gulch fire along the shores of Lake Cushman. What started in the first few days of July spread to more than 4,000 acres a month later. Firefighters battled on the ground and from the air, scrambling to protect infrastructure near the Staircase Rapids along the North Fork's Skokomish River. The cause of the Bear Gulch fire is yet to be revealed, so too is the final bill detailing the full price paying for air response and firefighters' labor. In 2025, the Washington State Legislature faced a budget crunch. Lawmakers slashed funds earmarked for wildfire response to less than half compared to previous years, approving only $60 million this biennium. Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove spelled out the critical difference state dollars make helping communities prepare for wildfire.
We also have invested $500,000 in recent years creating fire lines around White Salmon, fuels reduction, and fire breaks. And this prevention and preparedness funding keeps us safe. It's a core function of government public safety. And we're going to be okay this year with wildfire response, but due to some painful cuts from the state legislature, if next year's supplemental budget does not restore some of that funding, we're going to see more fires like this, and they're going to be larger, and they're going to cost the taxpayers a lot more money in the back end.
Upthegrove joined Governor Bob Ferguson in White Salmon in late July, detailing the progress made fighting the Burdoin fire and highlighting the need for state resources.
But this is a reminder, as Dave said, of the need for those resources, and they're truly making a big difference right now as we understand it from the experts here on the ground.
State resources aren't the only cuts firefighters must deal with, but support from the federal level also trickles down, impacting Washington's ability to fight and prepare for wildfire.
Let me go to this.
Recently, Senator Patty Murray grilled United States Forest Service Chief Tom Schultz during a Senate subcommittee hearing, asking him to gauge the impact of sweeping federal job cuts that eliminated thousands of positions across the country.
When it comes to the fire piece specifically, we had, I think I mentioned earlier, about 1,400 people that had fire quals that did leave. And we have reached out to those folks to secure their services this fire season to see if they want to come back on a voluntary basis to function on their team.
It just seems really ridiculous that it was done this way, which was my question, actually. Was there an analysis done before this was all done to realize the impacts of these people that you're now trying to find and bring back?
Senator, so we couldn't do the analysis because we didn't know who was going to leave because it was voluntary, right?
Well,
we didn't go handpick.
Well, I want to get on, but I just said the stakes are life and death here, and this is really raises serious alarms about this agency being ready for this critical fire season.
The United States Forest Service insists it has the staff and support personnel ready and able to respond effectively for this year's fire season. But Washington Senator Patty Murray insisted the slash jobs cuts deeper than we yet fully understand, warning in an early May media conference that critically trained first responders were let go during reduction in forced buyouts.
And remember, Trump has also said he wants to eliminate FEMA entirely. And he has already denied one emergency declaration for Washington State for recovery from the bomb cyclone storm that struck our communities in November. Trump is not just gutting the work to prevent fires, but the work to rebuild after disaster. We have to get loud about this, and that is why I put this call together.
In her media conference, Senator Murray blasted President Trump's administration's budget freezes and job cuts, saying they hampered training and evaporated institutional knowledge.
And chaos has been created through actions currently at the federal level. The biggest thing to focus on for us has been what that impact is going to look like for local agencies in their firefighting efforts and how their communities are going to be burdened with a reduction in resources.
McLean-Blacklake Fire Department Chief Leonard Johnson joined Murray's media brief. He's been fighting fires in Washington State for decades. He started his career in the Moses Lake area.
Since I've been in Western Washington, I've watched progressively over the summers, at least in the last 10 years, that they've lengthened out.
Johnson is also incident commander with the Southeast Washington Type 3 Incident Management Team, which for a time headed the response on the Burdoin fire. He warns we may not know the full impact of mass federal layoffs on wildfire preparedness and response until the damage has been done.
I hope that they find a pathway forward that keeps all the essential programs in place. I believe in making things efficient, but not at the sacrifice of the impact at the local level where there's essential programs that are literally on the line right now that we may not have in the future that will impact how successful we are at doing our jobs.
Managing our forests and paying for wildfire response comes at a price we end up having to pay sooner or later. Chief Johnson hopes the bill is something everyone is comfortable paying.
Another piece is like NASA right now is working with the wildfire community on satellite systems and all those types of things. So all those federal programs that we see getting impacted with dollars reduction in people, they have downstream effects about how they impact the local level, about what information is available, how soon can we predict and warn communities about an approaching incident. It's all extremely integrated.
Reporting from Klickitat and Mason counties, Steve Kiggins, Northwest Now.